Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Like Anime, your source for all the anime, specifically spring 2021 happening right now. And I'm George, and with me is Tony.
I am Tony, and with me is George.
How's it going, man?
It's going all right. What is this, week 4?
Yes, I think so. There's a lot of numbers, episode
Yeah.
numbers, and
It's strange
weeks,
that I have
and
all the episode numbers written down, but I didn't write down week whatever. But
yeah, four. It's fair. Yeah,
yeah, Boku no Hero's on 5, so that, would mean
yeah,
week 4, I suppose, right?
yeah. And a couple are on three, so
Yeah. All right. I think that's the case.
Yeah. So all right. Without further ado, let's talk about some anime.
All right.
We got a show we're both following still this season. Super Cub
Super Cub.
is anticipated and very soothing slice of life slash spiritual journey for our main character, Koguma. Yes.
Yep, that's her name. I have that written down as well.
This I don't know. I like this episode. I didn't love it. It was I don't know. There was some convenient like writing. She basically the spirit of it. She needed some things and she got them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know that she really needed the luggage thing, but
Yeah,
when
I just kind
Reiko,
of wanted them. Yeah.
yeah, when Reiko asked her, "Hey, do you want a luggage thing like mine? I see you eyeballing it all enviously." Basically,
Mm.
she was like, "Yeah." So Reiko made a couple phone calls, made a phone call actually, and as it happens, they were able to find one.
And then they get back to school and they put on the that new like luggage
Luggage,
storage container.
yeah,
Yeah, which does look cool. I mean, I imagine it'd be handy on a bike like that. But then one of their teachers just like inexplicably comes out with like, "Oh, I have a basket for you too."
yeah,
And
yeah. That's right,
then her friend, I forget her name, but
Reiko.
Reiko, yes, her only friend at this point, who she's very thankful for, was just like, yeah, you just gotta put it out there. You ask for things if you need them, and sometimes you might get them before you buy them. Uh,
Yeah,
but the basket one was just like, I don't know. It was cool, like when she had it all together, but it was just kind of thrown in there.
yeah, random, inconvenient, but yeah.
Mm.
yeah. Um, oh, what was I going to say? Oh, Reiko, right. So I think it was last week that I said Reiki, and you can thank Google autocorrect for that, because I definitely typed Reiko in my notes, but it changed it to a word that it recognized, which was Reiki. Anyway, her name is Reiko.
And I didn't correct you.
Did you notice?
Yes.
You noticed like when I was saying it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed when I listened back to it, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Koguma gets some stuff, and then she's deciding that she wants to go a little faster on her little motorbike, her Super
Mm.
Cub. But the wind is getting to her because her
Yes.
helmet doesn't cover her face.
Yeah.
So she and Reiko Google and find some face cover things for the helmet that are more expensive than what Koguma wants to spend.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, she decides to get a pair of goggles, and then she puts on
Yes.
the
Well,
goggles.
well, hold on for just a moment because when they're googling, like in the library or something,
Mm.
Reiko or not Reiko, Koguma looks over and just sees this guy who's
Oh, they
like,
were like workers or construction workers
yeah,
or
he
something,
was doing
right?
some kind of work, yeah, and he was wearing goggles and like a whole outfit thing he had going on, like a mask and stuff.
Yeah, and it hadn't
Um,
occurred to her before that goggles
yeah,
existed. And I guess I should say that when we say they Googled it, I think they goggled it because that's
yes,
the
that's
name of
true.
the
That's
search
true.
engine in the show is
Yeah, that's funny.
goggle. Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah,
but what
she
struck
didn't know that.
what struck me with that though is she saw this guy in the library and she walked over to him and asked him about his goggles
Oh yeah,
and
that's
like where he
true.
got him and stuff. And for me, I was like, wow, this is a big step for her.
Oh,
Uh, but I don't know. To me, I was like, I don't know if it's entirely like earned. Like, I feel like it's a little soon. Like, she's
mm,
still not microwaving her lunches because of
that's
anxiety, I presume. I mean, to be the reason. Like,
that's true. But talking to other students versus talking to like
yeah,
a grown up
it could be. Yeah,
right,
it's a little different. Yeah,
is different, I think.
yeah. I don't know. I think back to when she went to the moped place and the old guy that worked there. She was just like standing out front, and like he came out to her and was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What do
Yeah.
you need?" Um, but I don't know. I think it's cool because that's what I like about this show is like her battling with her issues while
Yeah.
she's making a friend and going out into the world and being free and we found out. I mean, if we're spoiling things, she has no parents. We found out
Mm.
that
Well,
this
she's
episode.
yeah, she says that, but is she saying that her parents are dead, or just that they don't live with her, or
Yeah,
she just has no parents there? I
I
think is
assume it to mean they're dead, but yeah, I guess you're right. It could be like a vague thing, but
yeah,
she was talking when she said that she was talking about how like she doesn't really have anything, and now
yeah.
she has a friend.
Well, yeah, she said she has no parents and
Yeah.
no money, and this is why I think the parents thing might be figurative, because the money thing definitely is figurative. Because
Mm.
she has money, just not a lot of it, right?
Yeah,
She bought the Super Cub, she bought the goggles.
that's true.
So I don't
But you
know.
said
I think
episode
that's
one that like maybe if her, I think you said this like when
mm,
we talked about episode one, but like if her parents had died,
yeah,
then the state or
yeah,
like would have supplemented like
yeah. They have some sort of
mm,
stipend or whatever
yeah
to yeah,
something. So
yeah,
there's that. I don't know if that justifies her being able to buy a super cub and
yeah. I don't know.
although I guess she got it cheap. I don't.
That's
That
true.
was part of this,
It was like $300 or something, I think.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it could go either way. I'm just saying that like
Yeah.
doesn't
No, it's true.
it
It's
could
true.
be
I took
figurative
it to
more
mean
than
that just
literal.
because when like her having a friend is so impactful in this episode to her,
Mm,
just in her own, when we get to hear her inner monologuing, that like I took it to mean it's just a loss, like she has, feels like she's alone and doesn't have. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna find
yeah,
out more about that or if it means something else, like you're saying, or if it's just like a convenient like plot thing. Like, yeah, she has no parents. Like, we don't have to write any of that. Like, she just
yeah,
got a super cub and she really loves it. Now she has a friend. Leave me alone.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think we really need to dive into that story wise. I don't think they're going to. I
Okay,
don't think we need to know much more
I
about
suppose so.
her backstory or anything.
Yeah,
Like,
it might help flesh her out more, but
mm,
that might not be what they're going for. Like you said, like I don't know.
that's true. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's so that's pretty much episode 3 of Super Cub in a nutshell.
Yeah,
And then next up, we've got my ONAs and shorts block. So I'm just going to run through these really quickly. Um, the Way of the House Husband, episode 3. There were no pooping cats this time, so we're just back to the old standard. While it's predictable, it's still, good enough. I enjoy watching it. So I'm going to keep watching it,
yeah.
but really not a whole lot to say about it. Godzilla Singular Point, episode 4. So I think we're at the point in this show where I can't keep talking about it without giving spoilers.
Nice.
Um,
That's a good sign.
so I think I'm just gonna stop talking about it for now. Next week, we're adding Yasuke. That comes out next week, so that
Yeah.
should sort of fill Godzilla Singular Point slot. So we're not really gonna miss anything. I just, the show's still good. I'm still watching it. I'm just not gonna talk about it anymore because I don't know that I can do spoiler-free stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good sign for me. Like, I'm excited to when I can finally watch it.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I can't
Yeah.
say anything.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just saying that it makes me more excited.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got Gloomy, the naughty Grizzly. The only note I have here is snacks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a minute long and it involves snacks and being mauled by a bear.
Yeah,
Like,
as one would expect.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. So Night World I still have on here, even though episode 2 has not come out. I don't know when it's going to be available. I'll watch it when it is, but for now, it's getting dropped from the list as well. Um, Next week, there's something else that is going to be released on YouTube as an ONA, but I don't know if it's going to be available subtitled or anything. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover that, but that might be filling in that slot as well. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
that's it for the ONAs and shorts for this week.
Cool.
And then next up,
Yes, we have a show I'm watching, those Snow White Notes,
yes,
and I've Yeah, I have been enjoying it. This episode a little less so. I'm back to a 6.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that because I caught up on the first 3 episodes. I didn't get to the fourth one, but I did watch the three.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now I'm watching this show too,
Zing.
but I am not up to current on it. So
Okay.
it's
Well,
unfortunate.
let's turn to you though. I mean, what you saw the first 3, so what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you had been describing it for these last 3 weeks to me, and I found it to be largely what you said it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked it. It's enjoyable. I'm going to continue watching it, at least
Hmm.
for now. Uh,
Nice.
there were, I'm trying to remember, there was a couple things that I remember that you didn't say, but um, just little minor things that I was like, oh, I wonder why he didn't mention that or something.
Hmm.
But I took no notes, so I don't know what I want to say about it. So,
Nice.
um,
Just get some raw thoughts. I like it.
yeah, but you can fill me in on episode 4 even before I watch it. It's okay. You don't have to be spoiler free.
What do you think of the mom character? Do you think I was off in my
I
assessment?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I remember you saying that, and I remember seeing it, and I think I was expecting more. But
Hmm.
if you
Fair. Yeah.
hadn't said
Fair.
it, I might have seen her more the way you saw her.
Yeah.
But because you said what you said, I was expecting something different than that. But
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah, she just seemed like a cool mom, I guess.
Yeah.
Air quoting that. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should quote mom because
Yeah.
she wasn't apparently much of one,
Yes.
according to him and his
Yeah.
brother. So yeah,
But a mom is a mom. I mean, Mother's Day is coming up.
yeah, that's true. I think next week, even right?
So I won't spoil anything for this episode. But I was just less than impressed with the way things unfolded. It just felt like the story's been moving, just being moved along rather than,
Mm.
you know, being an engrossing, watch. So it was kind of like, I didn't, utterly dislike it. So, but it
It's
was,
yeah, like plot wise, it's been a little scattered on exactly where it's going. Like
mm,
what are the important parts of this? What do I need to actually care about? It hasn't really identified what its central plot is going to be. I don't think, not exactly anyway. There are definitely hints at it, but
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, if this episode doesn't really solidify that much, then I guess we gotta wait till next week.
Yeah, I'm strapped in, and it sounds like you're 3 in, so we're both invested at this point.
I mean, unless episode 4 is really bad, yeah, I think I'm in it.
It's not. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. That's
Yeah.
a 6 out of 10. I just, I was at a
Oh, okay.
7 last week. It got me more excited, and now this week it's like, okay, well, very much to your point, like where still I'm wondering like where are we landing here in this,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the first episode. There's some characters that I kind of liked that are gone after that first episode
Mm.
that he meets in Tokyo when he first gets there.
Oh
But
yeah.
and so it's like, okay, they're gonna come back at some point. But I'm like, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still
I
trying
would
to find
assume.
its. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still getting to where it needs to be to actually tell the story. It's not really even telling the story yet. It's still setting things up. So,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, 4 episodes in is a little slow, but it's not a slow paced show. It's pretty well paced.
Yeah.
Um, but it's relaxed.
Hmm. Cool. Well, yeah, that's Snow White notes.
Yeah. All right. And next we've got So I'm a Spider, So What? Episode 15.
Spider.
Spider. All right. So this episode is a more Kumiko centric episode, which is good. That's
That's the
Spider Girl.
spider.
Spider Girl. Yeah.
I don't know much, but I know that's the spider.
Kumo is spider. Ko is child, or
Hmm.
often used as the end of a girl's name. So Kumiko. Anyway, yeah. So more Kumiko centric. So Mother Spider has finally had enough and sends like her whole army of spiders after Kumiko,
Okay.
basically.
Because she's
Um,
still like ran away,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially.
She's mother's trying to call her back and she's ignoring her because she can. And, yeah, mother wants her to come back for some reason. It's not really explained why, but
Is this a thing spiders do?
I don't know. I'm guessing mother knows that by her being out of the dungeon, it's going to cause problems for her. So
Mm.
that's why she was trying to call her back. I think
Okay.
that's just my impression, not really stated explicitly or anything. But anyway, yeah, she sends her whole army of minions after it, and then she blasts her own way out of the cave because she's too big to fit out of the cave. It's been mentioned before, not in the podcast, but in the show. Um, and so she, uses some sort of laser beam magic or something to blow out a hole in the side of the cave and come out herself, and starts chasing down Kumiko
Okay.
and catches up to her, and she's so large and fast that Kumiko is having trouble, teleporting to safety, which was her plan. If, more spiders came after her, she would just teleport back to her house. Um, anyway, eventually she manages to, do her teleport spell and teleport back to her house. And there she finds the entire army of spiders that Mother had sent. So it was just Mother that was chasing her to get her to teleport back to her house where she had sent the army of spiders.
That's a very well thought out plan.
Yeah, Mother's pretty smart.
A mother knows.
Yeah, and then so she gets into the whole battle scene with them and everything. She kind of gets her butt kicked. It's really not looking good. Like we know she's not gonna lose or die or anything like that, but yeah, she's taken a lot of damage.
Okay.
Um,
Backed up against the corner.
yeah, with the whole army and everything. And her plan is to try and escape from the cave, basically. But then there's this other spider that has like a puppet magic thing that it does, a puppet form thing where it's like sort of a humanoid looking.
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway, and that sort of blocks her escape. So then she has to deal with the arch spiders, which are like the big ones. And she is weak enough that she is basically going to lose unless she has enough power left, unless she uses like every bit of her power to defeat at least one, and then she'll get to level up. And when you level up, like in a video game, you get fully healed. So, yeah,
Sometimes.
some video games. In this one, anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, so she uses all of her power and manages to kill one of the arches, and then she, gets healed, and then from there she's fully healed, and they've all been damaged by fighting her for so long. She basically just kills them all, and yeah.
Wow, that was resolved quickly.
I mean, it's the whole episode sort of thing,
okay.
But
because usually
yeah.
they split it or do something.
Yeah,
like between the human world or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
none of that. It was just
no,
straight spider.
it was almost all Kumiko up until post credits scene, which was a human scene that I didn't really pay attention to.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, basically we've got the spider army has been defeated
Hmm.
and eaten by Kumiko, and Mother is still out there somewhere, I guess. So she's gonna have to deal with her at some point, I suppose. And the human thing, like, I got the gist of what they were talking about, but again, it's just, I don't know. It's not that interesting, so I don't even feel like talking about it.
Are you still reading the light novel?
I have not read any further than the first 4 chapters at this point.
No. Oh, okay.
It's been a busy week. My work schedule basically doubled this week, so it's amazing that I managed to finish everything that I did.
Yeah. I'm just glad to know you have limitations on what you can consume in a week.
I mean, I probably could have. I just
yeah. Hey, no, it's yeah. You're human.
Oh, don't go saying that now.
You watch your mouth.
Don't tell everybody that. Jeez. So then, what have we got next?
Yes. A show titled The World Ends With You.
The animation.
Sure. Anyone who's been following, I don't know. This show's been on like the chopping block, so to speak, for me. Tony started with it and already dropped it at this point.
I chopped it real quick. Yep.
And I don't know. I wanted to give it at least 3 episodes, and it's just things are progressing, things are happening. I can spoil things, but I guess in general, I'd say that it's just not well written, although it does look nice. So I don't know. Like if I hadn't seen a lot of anime and I was, I don't know.
Do they give us any more about these demon people things, whatever they are?
Well, not really.
Not really. Yeah. Because if they're not doing
I
that,
think that's
then
what they're gonna do now. So that's why I was like
yeah.
annoying, but I can spoil it, for anyone who doesn't want to hear. But no, they essentially beat the final level in this episode. Shiki and
Oh,
our main dude, whatever
okay.
his name is, Neku or something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right.
That is correct.
Yeah, nice name. Anyway, they beat the
Neck. His
final.
name is Neck.
Yes, Neck. They beat the final boss, and then they find out, oh, only one person can be can win, So we're gonna choose between you. We're gonna choose Shiki, the girl, not Neku, not
Oh,
Neck.
they didn't have to fight each other? That seems weird, but okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were like, we analyzed you both, and we think. Well, they literally said we think Shiki's had the most, like character growth. And I
She
was
did.
like, oh, I think you're patting yourself on the back for character growth. The show. Um,
She did more work,
yeah, I
I
mean there
guess.
was something there, but it's like
There was a whole episode with her name as the title, so I mean, clearly.
she had character growth in the sense that they just told us she had character
Yeah,
growth.
that's nice. Nice of them to tell us that since we hadn't noticed.
Yeah. So anyway, but another thing that's important that happens at this moment that we learned before in this episode was that, because I was saying last week that I found out Shiki took on the form of her friend in this other world,
Oh yeah.
in this game, and I thought that was just the case for everyone. Wasn't explained, but in this episode they explain, no, when you wager to play the game, you have to give up what you love the most. And so for her, she thought she had low self esteem, but it turns out she really does love herself. It doesn't make any sense. And so she lost her appearance and is as her friend now, or looks like her friend.
Her ugly friend.
Yeah, and for Neku, he has you get like the little Shinigami pin or something. There's like pins in the
Oh yeah.
that are part of the game, and seemingly the pins are for like when you make the wager, right,
Mm.
to play. But he's had two of them when you're only supposed to have one, and she's commented on it.
Oh,
So it's like, what
he's a
does that mean?
cheater.
They haven't explained. They haven't even explained that yet. But anyway, so cut back to they beat the final boss, and they're like, only one of you can go. We're gonna pick Shiki, and she's like, what? This is BS. And then they say to Neku, we'll give you a choice. You can either play the game again, or you can become a Shinigami. You can actually become, what you were asking about, the death gods or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he says, I'll play again then. Like, I'll just do it all over again. She can go. But it turns out, oh my God, he has to make another wager. And so it's automatically made at this point. And the thing he cares about most, because he doesn't remember his past, is the only freaking person he knows, which is Shiki. So
Ah.
she starts dissolving into not being erased, but she's being like put in stasis or something. I don't know.
Huh.
She's going somewhere into some limbo or something. But um, yeah, that's the end of this episode. And so now it's like, oh, he's gonna do it all over again.
Yeah.
And that's what I wrote in my notes. It's like, do I want to you know, just do the same thing? Which he's gonna be without her, and so he'll meet other people, I presume. But it's just like, I gotta call it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like at least it's doing things now, but
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am curious about the Shinigami, and like it might have been even more interesting if he picked to be a Shinigami.
yeah.
Like I'd have been more that would have made me. I would have been like, oh shoot, maybe I should see the next episode. But with like, oh, let's just do it all over again. It's like,
Yeah.
because the whole every battle they're in these first three episodes, they're like, oh no, and then they immediately just
Just win.
they just
Yeah.
win, and there's no like, I'm a fan of One Piece and JoJo's and some of these other shows that like not for every battle, but for a lot of them, they put a lot of thought into like how are they going to get out of this situation.
Right.
And this show is it's based on a video game, and so it's not concerning itself with that. It's just like, oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Even the final boss battle in this, it was just like, yeah.
Oh, we got to fight the final boss. Oh, we won. Hey.
And like, well, they always do the thing where they show like, oh my god, I got knocked down, but then they immediately get up and like do it again and win.
Yeah. If you get knocked down, you get up again. Nothing's going to bring them down.
That's right. They're anime protagonists. What am I even saying?
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you're going to watch this for the rest of the season. Is that what you're saying here?
Good sir, I report to you, as of today, I'm dropping this show.
Oh no. Huh. So I was just 2 weeks ahead of you on it.
Yeah, I gave it the old first 3 episodes, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. It has come up as a search term for YouTube a couple of times. Not that it's one of the big ones or anything, but it's there.
yeah,
And
it's
I
there.
I, I anticipated that you were going to drop it, and I was looking at the figures today, and I was like, well, that's probably going to disappoint some people. So if you're disappointed, let us know.
We're not doing it for the views.
We're on all the socials and, the stuff that I always say at the end of the episode, which I will say at the end of this episode after I talk about Blue Reflection Ray, episode 3.
Mm.
So this episode title said something about feelings, and I don't remember exactly what the title was, but I just remember that was in there. And this episode is very much about feelings and each character's feelings and lots of feelings.
Let's talk about our feelings.
Let's talk about their feelings.
Oh,
How about
okay.
that? I'll talk about my feelings about their feelings. Maybe.
Nice.
Maybe. Anyway, when we left off, Luca and Hiyori were confronting some of the red reflectors, who were trying to steal a memory fragment or feelings fragment from the kidnapped girl who got kidnapped again, right?
Yes.
And Momo was on her way to try and join up with them to, stop them from stealing this girl's fragment. Anyway, so Hiyori starts battling the red reflectors as you would expect, because she already went all Kira Kira magical girl super change.
Okay.
And she's just sort of barely holding it together against one of them, and then the other one decides to get involved too. So now it's like 2 against 1. And then we cut back to Momo, who is still on her way, and then encounters another of the red reflectors who is there to stall her, I guess, to keep her from getting there. So that, when we cut back, Hiyori is sort of getting her butt kicked, and then at some point she has to sort of block Luca, because they I guess they're attacking Luca. They're not really attacking Luca. She's just sort of collateral damage, I guess, to the red reflectors attacking against Hiyori. Anyway, and so Luca is basically just standing there the whole time, like, oh, I don't know how to, I don't have feelings or something. I don't know exactly what it is.
This is our protag.
Yes, our main protagonist is Luca.
Okay.
Anyway, so Luca has some, memory flashback thing, and that, I guess, causes her to resolve the feelings that she had that weren't allowing her to have the feelings that she needed to have in order to transform into a Kira Kira magical girl thing. So she does. She resolves it. She, goes magical girl. Then she unleashes this massive attack, and the red reflectors are basically like, "Huh? Well, now it's 2 against 2. I guess we're out." And
That's all it took, huh?
yeah, that was about it. It was fairly easy once Luca decided to get involved. I guess the important thing is, yeah, Luca sort of resolved her feelings, and during the whole battle, Hiyori's talking to the red reflectors, like asking, like, why do you do this? Why are you trying to steal this girl's feelings, right? And they keep saying, oh, you don't need to know, you don't need to know. But then, sort of towards the end of the battle, they sort of let slip that they're trying to save her the pain of having to deal with those negative emotions, I guess, basically. So they view themselves as good guys as well. Like they're going out and they're taking these negative feelings away from these girls so that they don't have to deal with them, and then they can be happy again or whatever, right? But Hiyori, of course, is like, well, no, you can't take their feelings because they're their feelings and they have to feel them and they have to resolve them if they want to grow as people or something like that.
Let them feel their feelings.
Yeah, let them work through their pain so that they can grow as people.
Okay.
And that's I guess that's the blue reflector code, and the red reflectors are just like, no, we'll just take away the bad feelings and
Numb the pain.
I mean, what do they do with the feelings after they take them? That is yet to be revealed. But
Like, no, you don't need those feelings.
Yeah.
Give them to us.
it's obvious that they're not just doing it to help out the girls, right?
Yeah.
There's some other nefarious purpose.
This is how they're spinning it.
Right. Yeah. So there's some other purpose that we don't know about yet. Anyway, Yeah, I think actually that's pretty much all I have in my notes.
Did you like it?
Momo never actually gets to the fight. The girl that was blocking Momo, like right after the other girls disappear and take off, she, sort of like takes off too. There were some hints about explaining more of Hiyori's sister's background because Hiyori got the blue ring from her sister, who had like up and disappeared at some point. I'm speculating that Hiyori's sister might be one of the red reflectors, perhaps the one that was blocking Momo.
Scandalous.
Yeah. So she gave up her blue reflector status and moved over to red reflector side, I guess. Possibly. We'll see. That's just where I think it's going. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. It wasn't like super great. It was sort of, battle and a lot of, like, I have feelings and now they're resolved. Yay. That sort of thing. It wasn't suspenseful or anything, but it was fine. I mean, this episode's probably a 5, but it's still a 6 overall, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll move on to the next one and see. Hopefully, it improves again instead of going downhill like this one kind of did.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, hope so.
but yeah, that actually is the last thing on my notes, which means the next thing we need to talk about is the special challenge, which has been moved to Friday's episode to try and even things out a little bit. Because Friday, the episode that comes out on Friday, which is the Saturday anime, has gotten a little lighter. We've dropped a few things from that. So it might move back the week after. We'll see. Since you've now dropped The World Ends With You, that's lightened up this load as well. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll balance it out. But
Yeah.
anyway, tune into the next episode in 2 days, and you can hear all about the special challenge, where George will tell me about Flying Witch episode 3, and
Yes.
and we will find out what George picked for me to watch. Hopefully, something I haven't already watched.
Which seems to be the case.
I've watched everything. You know this. Anyway, yeah, that does it for us. If you want to get in contact with us, tell us why we're right, why we're wrong, why you love us, why you hate us, why we shouldn't have dropped The World Ends With You, whatever the case may be. You can find us on all the socials at umlikeanime, UMLIKEANIME. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, My Anime List, Anime Planet. I don't know, so many places. Just type that into Google and you'll find all of them probably. And yeah, I think that does it for this episode, and we'll see you in the next one in a couple days.
See you guys.